What if I told you a city of gold truly existed, not just in fairy tales, but in history? A place so fabulously wealthy it drove men to madness for centuries. Welcome to this episode of Fake or Fact. Today we are exploring the origins of El Dorado, the lost golden city. In 1536, two Spanish conquistadors, Gonzalo Pizarro and Francisco de Orellana, emerged from the steamy depths of the Amazon River with a tale so outlandish it would ignite a long obsession. Having hacked their way through the thick, unruly jungle, they had found it, a city of gold, a mythical place where the sun set over palaces of pure gold and streets paved with precious gems. The natives, they said, were so wealthy they used gold to tip their arrows. They called it the Man of Gold or the Gilded One, a reference to a local ritual where the most respected member of a village was covered in gold dust and paraded around on a raft. But the conquistadors didn't know that. All they knew was gold. And so the legend was born. In reality, it was a small, isolated tribe known as the Muisca, who performed this ritual as part of their religious ceremonies. But the Spanish misconstrued this as an entire city being gilded, and the legend only grew from there. Francisco's embellished account of his journey, published in 1542, reached the ears of Sir Walter Raleigh, who immediately set sail for the newly discovered continent of South America. Now, Raleigh's first voyage in 1595 was actually quite uneventful, but that didn't stop him from claiming that he had seen the Gilded Man and that the capital of this golden empire was located in present-day Guyana. Fueled by this second-hand account and desperate for riches, Raleigh returned to the New World in 1596 with an army of 2,000 men, only to lose nearly all of them due to disease and starvation. He did find some gold, though, and with it, he founded the settlement of San Thome, which quickly fell into conflict with the indigenous population. Raleigh barely escaped with his life and the colony was soon abandoned, and so began the mad dash to El Dorado. Over the next century, hundreds of expeditions headed into the Amazon basin in search of the Golden City, each returning with tales of unimaginable riches just beyond their grasp. Whole armies marched into the unforgiving jungle, never to be seen again. Some explorers stumbled upon the Muisca people and their golden rituals, mistaking it for the real El Dorado. Others found nothing but deadly snakes and biting ants. Still, they pressed on, forever in pursuit of the shimmering prize. But as the 1700s wore on, something strange happened. The Enlightenment had dawned in Europe, and with it came scientists and cartographers who sought to bring reason to the fanciful notions of El Dorado. They pored over old maps and first-hand accounts, attempting to plot the course to the Golden City with increasing accuracy. By the end of the century, El Dorado was no longer a mythical place, but a very real, albeit hidden somewhere deep in the Amazon. Then, in the early 1800s, the famed explorer Alexander von Humboldt journeyed through northern South America. Like his predecessors, he found no evidence of a great golden city. But he did encounter the descendants of the Muisca people and their sacred lake, Guatavita, where the legend had begun. In 1807, he wrote, "The tale of El Dorado is a fabulous fiction, a vain and seductive dream, which has no other foundation than the dazzling richness of these ornaments and the exaggerated reports of the Spaniards." But he still acknowledged the magnificence of the Golden Man and his people, writing, "Never has gold, I believe, been employed with such profusion and elegance as among these people." With that, the myth endured, and into the 1900s, explorers and early archaeologists alike were inspired by the legend of El Dorado, often blurring the line between fact and fiction. That is, until the 20th century, when archaeologists uncovered the Muisca raft at Lake Guatavita, confirming the historical basis of the Golden Man ritual. In the decades since, advances in remote sensing and lighter technology have revealed the truth about El Dorado. Beneath the thick canopy of the Amazon basin lie the remnants of ancient settlements, some dating back thousands of years. These were once vibrant, complex societies with intricate social structures and a seemingly insatiable desire for gold. The people who lived here were not simple, uncivilized natives, but sophisticated craftspeople and religious zealots. Today, we know now that the City of Gold was never one singular place, but a rich, complex network of indigenous cultures that possessed immense wealth, yet somehow the legend persists. Perhaps it's because the idea of a lost golden city captures the human imagination like nothing else. Or maybe it's because the truth is stranger than fiction, who knows. But one thing is for sure, the story of El Dorado is far from over. Tune in next time for more adventures in archaeology. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new. If so, be sure to subscribe and join us next time for more journeys into the distant past. See you then.